Hello and welcome to Thursday Morning with Linda Z's. I'm Debbie, I'm back, and today I am going to show you a method that is called the pin hem. The pen hem. And so pin meaning very thin, like a pin. And it's what a lot of people use as like a beginner hem because it's a really easy technique. So we're going to get there in a minute. I've got the Janome Skyline 3 anniversary edition right here that I'm going to be showing off today as I sew along. It's a beautiful machine. I love this machine. It's got a scissor cut, a needle up and down, automatic needle up and down. You have an electronic screen over here with all kinds of stitches. You have a buttonholer, an automatic bobbin winder, all of these wonderful decorative stitches on the top you can see with some monogramming and some fonts and beautiful buttonholes. Today we're just going to be doing a straight stitch, doing a hem, but gosh, you can really do that really quickly and a lot of fun with this entry-level Skyline machine. So we have a special sale going on right now for the whole month of May, and especially we've also got a sale going on for our long arm machines. If you are interested in looking at long arms for Bernina, it is the time before the 1st of June, right? So through the end of May, we have special pricing on either the sit-down version of a Bernina or a frame. So please look at that. Come and give us a call. We are setting one up right now in the studio, I believe, over at the store. So there will be a studio frame set up soon. We've got all the other frames set up for you. So what I've done is I've cut some really cool fabric. This is a double gauze fabric with fun faces. I'm going to be making some napkins out of this double gauze using that pin hem. So I've gone ahead and I've done one. I've done one side because I wanted to just try out the machine and see what it looks like, because I get to do that before we film. I can try some stuff out. So my machine, I've got some black all-purpose thread in both the top and the bobbin. And the bobbin, and I've got my straight stitch length set at 3.0, and I've just got a standard universal needle in the machine. I have been using these clappers. I've got a large and a small. I love these clappers for my pressing needs. So you start out by taking, if you're going to make napkins, right, so just a square. I happen to make them at 16.5-inch squares. They'll be perfect size for napkins. And so you come over to your iron. And also I wanted to say one more thing, because we did just finish a show over in Chicago area here, and we're going to be taking on these really cool iron utensils and cutting utensils. They're a Chinese company called Kearing. They're also in France and here in the U.S. And so we are excited to take this this new company on with some of their sewing utensils. And this happens to be a very hot ironing ruler, it's called. And so I use that to set up my first seam. And so I pressed along. I believe this particular one is in centimeters, but there will be, we'll be carrying these in the metric. This is a metric, but we will be carrying them in inches as well. So yeah, I just used the first line and pressed along that, and then all along. It's about 1/2 inch is what it is. And when I'm done pressing that, in order to take away the moisture and make it a really crisp fold, I put my clapper on. I could put the bigger clapper on. I've got my little clapper, my big clapper. These are longer. I could actually just use my bigger clapper, and it cools off the heat from the iron, and it just holds that fold really well. These clappers are great. Okay, so now that I've got my 1/2 inch seam allowance folded in there, I go over to my machine. I've got the fold just to a hair to the right of the center of my standard presser foot, and I've brought my presser foot down and I brought my needle down. So I top stitch right along the fold all the way along this edge. And there we go. I've got my scissor cut. And so I have got my first seam along there. And then I'm going to take a scissor and I am going to trim as close as I can to that stitch line, the flap that is remaining there. I'm going to trim that right away.
possible at this stage?
I'm cutting close because I'll be rolling over the edge one more time to have a really pretty finished edge. All right, so I've trimmed it really close to that seam line all the way down. I'm going to press this first. Again, press this flat. And then I'm going to fold that over. So this is a type of technique that you can use for any of the lightweight fabrics that you have, where you just want a very slight hem that looks professional. So I'm stitching right over that same stitch line as I go down. There I am, straight. Okay. So that is then my two sides are now completed. And I can do the other two sides the same way that I've done these first two sides. So here we are along the third side, finishing up here. Okay, so we are done. Just need to trim the threads. And we've got ourselves a pin-hemmed napkin. Pin-hemmed napkin. Beautiful. Beautiful edge pin-hemmed napkin all the way around.
So you could do that.
Okay, so it was nice working with you today, and all these lovely faces are saying goodbye to you, and we will see you next week for more fun projects. Have a nice week, everyone. Bye.